Alright, what's up guys? So this is Gianna. So I'm back today with a Persona video. Yes, Persona. So recently on my stream, I have been hosting kind of Persona lobbies where whoever wants to join can join. And I've just been watching and providing some commentary and some feedback for the players. And it's been a lot of fun. It's been very funny. A lot of interesting things have happened, but it's also been very frustrating for me because I see a lot of players that otherwise are pretty good. It looks like they really care about the game and they want to get better, but they're making some very big mistakes or some very poor decisions, and I've had enough. So I decided I'm going to make this video and kind of point out 5 of the biggest mistakes, 5 of the kind of the biggest problems with the players that I've seen so far. These are very simple. These are very easy to fix. It's more like a concept or an idea behind competitive Persona that people need to understand. And once you understand, once you can kind of apply it to your game, you're going to start winning a lot more. I saw so many games where people were just throwing it away. Games they should have won, they just kind of threw it away because they made one very bad play. So anyway, here, like I said, there are 5 things. Maybe you're familiar with some, maybe you're not familiar with others, but I think, not to try and toot my own horn, but I think these are very important, and I think you should listen to me, I guess. So yeah, hopefully you guys will learn something. Hopefully next time I stream, you won't do this, and I won't have to get angry again. But anyway, let's see. The first one. Alright, so the first big mistake, I know everyone's going to be like, no, that's not me. This is not me. And it is very common sense, and it is very ironic, but this is so important, and I saw everyone doing it. I was shocked, and it is DPing. Yes, I know this is very basic stuff, but people just don't seem to understand. You cannot DP. This is so risky. There are times where it's okay to DP, right? So that's what I want to talk about. But if you're DPing like 80% of the time, or as soon as you start blocking, you start mashing on DP, you're gonna forever stay bad. So look, DPing in Persona is cool, right? It's 2 buttons, it's easy to do. You can get like a lot of damage and stuff off it. It's one very good option, but as you're gonna see later, it's super risky. And as soon as you fight like a halfway competent player, as soon as you step out of the minor leagues, you will get annihilated for DPing too much. So when should you DP? So you want to look. There are a couple like opportune times where you can DP. So the most obvious one being when you have a burst. So having a burst is kind of like your safety net. So even if your DP is baited and your opponent is going to kill you for it, if you have a burst, you can get out. You can be like, oh, I didn't mean to do that. So that's one. It's the most obvious one. So think about that. Do you have a burst? Yes or no? If yes, then maybe DPing is okay. Next, also pretty obvious. Do you have meter? Can you cancel a blocked DP into a super, right? Can you make it safe? So most characters can do it. Even like Minazuki can do something like, oh, blocked, okay. Oh, okay, alright, safe. So do you have enough meter to make it safe? Can you protect yourself if it's blocked? The next one, you want to look at your opponent. So what kind of resources does your opponent have? If your opponent is at 0 meter and no burst, they're not really threatening. So maybe Nail's okay. Did they just spend all their resources? Maybe Nail's a good chance because they won't be able to punish you too hard. If they're good, they can still hurt you, even with no meter, but they probably won't be able to win the round. So does your opponent have 100 meter and a burst? Then maybe you shouldn't DP. Because if it gets blocked or baited, you're lost. That's it. It's over. You lost. Then the last thing, look at your health, right? Your health. What kind of risk are you taking? If your DP is blocked, or if they roll your DP, are you going to lose? Is that it? Are you at low health? Are you outside of awakening mode? Are you at full health? Are you at like 5% health? Are you gambling the entire round on this one DP? You need to think about that as well. So yeah, don't just oh, I want to DP, I don't want to block, I want to DP. Think. What kind of resources do you have? What kind of resources does your opponent have? What's the worst that can come out of this situation? Am I going to lose the game if I DP? So just think about it and watch. Watch Japanese players. Watch how they DP. Watch. You'll notice a lot of times DPs are safe, or safe in one of the aspects that I mentioned. You don't see them doing 80% wake up DP, like, oh man, I don't want to block, I just want to DP. So just think about that. If you don't learn that DPing is dangerous, which I'm just about to show you, you're never gonna get good at Persona. Alright, next up is a huge problem, and my biggest pet peeve in fighting games, especially anime games, is not punishing DPs. So this is also the cause of the first problem that I talked about. The reason why people I see on netplay or in America just abusing and just spamming DPs is because they're not being shown that it's a bad idea. No one is punishing this correctly. I'm seeing a lot of crap like this, or even worse, something like this. It's not good. You need to destroy your opponent. If you block their DP or if you bait their DP, you just made a great play. You did something very smart. You need to take advantage of this opportunity, of this situation. So don't do some crappy combo like that. Do something like this. Oops, not like that. Something like this. Every character in Persona can do something like that. Every character has like a high damage combo if they use their tools. So learn it. Learn your character's punish combo and then apply it in a match. You have tons of time to react. Look, you have seconds. Look at that. It's so easy, especially if you're looking out for it to begin with. Come on. Punish. Come on. Do it. But yeah, like I just showed you the difference between doing 1,000 damage or 0 damage and then doing 7,000 or 6,000 or 8,000 damage. That's the difference between winning and losing a lot of times, right? You could just win a game. You could win a game outright. But if you don't do your punishes, if you don't correctly punish your opponent, you're going to be throwing away games and giving them chances that they should not have. So make sure you learn your punish. I cannot stress this enough. Learn your damn punish. Come on. Alright, and the next mistake that I saw is something a little bit unique to this game, unique to Persona, and that's kind of punishing your opponent for whiffing their Persona or like getting their Persona blocked. So for example, if Yukiko or pretty much any character is whiffing full screen Persona normals, this is your chance. You can freely hit the Persona, freely take a card away, and work towards the Persona break. So as you know, when your opponent's Persona broken, they cannot burst, they cannot use their Persona. So you have a huge advantage. Right now is your chance to kind of turn the momentum and kind of win the round. So this is slightly advanced. Like you don't want to focus on hitting the Persona, but there are times where there's no reason not to. Like right here, you hit it. Just go for it. There's no reason not to hit the Persona. Same thing with like Misusing does jump 2D. Right? If he doesn't teleport, even if he does teleport, you can work on setups that'll beat both options. But block the Persona normal, press 5A. Hit the Persona. If Kanji does full screen tackle or something right there, hit the Persona. If Junpei whiffs like the full screen Persona or red, hit the Persona. It's so easy, just press 5A. That's all you gotta do. There's no real strategy involved. It's just being aware that you have a chance, you have an opportunity right now. You need to do as much damage to your opponent, even if it's in the form of Persona cards. So make sure you pay attention to this. Alright, so the next mistake that I saw, and this is very important, to pay attention, is defensive bursting. It's not very difficult. You just need to think and you just need to understand, and then it should be no problem. But when should I burst? So I saw a lot of terrible bursts yesterday, and I just want to go over kind of the main problem. But before that, let me show this one. This is horrible. Don't do that. It drives me crazy. Don't do that. So yeah, your DP got baited, or something you did was stupid and your opponent baited you and they punished you, but you're at full life. You're at 100% life. The round just started. Do not burst. There's no reason. There's no danger. You will not die. Especially if it's a crappy starter. Like I saw someone do 5A starter and his opponent bursted. That's like 1000 damage. Why would you burst there? What are you thinking? You only get 1 burst per round, so make sure you do it at the right time. When is the right time? So let's talk about that. This is also the big mistake. So let me just start from here maybe. This is the big mistake. This is what I want to focus on right here. So bursting like this. So right there, that is terrible. Bursting right outside of awakening mode is the worst thing you can do. This is kind of the worst position for you. This is like danger zone right here. When you're in awakening mode, if you're not familiar, you gain like a 40% damage reduction or so, which is huge. That means every single attack in the game does 40% less damage to you. You also get the extra meter, you get awakening super, you get all that great stuff. So you want to be in awakening mode. You want to be in awakening mode. Being right outside of awakening mode is dangerous because that's the lowest health total you'll be at. So pretty much any hit, you're gonna die, especially because you just bursted, right? So now any touch, you're gonna die. The round's gonna end. So don't do that. Don't do that. This is kind of an extreme example, but even up to like bursting at like 45% health is dumb. Bursting at 40% is dumb, right? Bursting even like 50, maybe that's okay, but you gotta kind of judge. So don't burst there. Burst there, right? So you need to judge, learn your character, learn what your life bar looks like, and be able to judge when did you reach the awakening threshold. When are you 35%? As soon as you get there, burst. Look at that. Now I have all that meter, and I have the defense bonus, and I got the Guy Mam special here. So yeah, do not burst before awakening, right? You have to consciously decide. You need to take a breath. Yes, getting hit sucks, losing life sucks, but you have to chill. You gotta be like, okay, my opponent hit me, I'm gonna let him do his combo, let him keep doing some damage until I get in awakening mode. Now is my time to burst. Now I can burst. So yeah. Yes, don't do this. Stop doing this. Stop. Get in awakening mode. Get in awakening mode. And now burst, okay? Okay? Do it. Alright, and the last thing I want to talk about, this is kind of related to the bursting issue, but it's not playing around awakening mode and wasting your meter. So a common idea in fighting games is that you want to do as much damage. You want to do your biggest combos at all times, which is cool, but in Persona it doesn't work that way because of awakening mode, right? The goal of awakening mode for you is that you want to enter at 35% health. You want to maximize your time in awakening mode while minimizing or eliminating your opponent's time in awakening mode. So, like I said, it's kind of advanced. You need to be able to judge how much damage your combos can do and where you will leave your opponent health-wise. So let me just show you a very quick example. If I decide to use my meter right now, boom. So yes, I did do more damage than if I didn't use any meter, but look where I left my opponent. My opponent now has a full awakening life bar, has all of the benefits of awakening, and I have no meter. So I spent my resources, so the next hit I cannot kill. So I have to hit kind of 3 times, right? 3 times to win the round if I choose to super early. That was a bad play. This is what you should do. So this is the same starter. I chose not to super here, so I didn't do a super. So I still have my meter, and my opponent is not in awakening mode. So now, the next hit, I can use the meter, right? Prevent my opponent from ever getting in awakening mode and win the round. So that time I won the round off 2 hits, as opposed to 3. So you might think, oh, it's only 1 hit. No. 1 hit is very, very important, especially against a strong player. And also, in the second example, the opponent never had access to Awakening Super, never had access to the bonus meter. So I played around Awakening mode, I prevented my opponent from ever getting in there, and I saved my meter. So just think about it, realize how important Awakening mode is, and stop wasting your meter, stop spending resources. The worst is I saw someone even did like a one more burst. They used their burst and their meter, and like, yeah, you did a cool combo, but all you did was leave your opponent at full Awakening health, and now you're completely spent. You have no tools. Your opponent has all the tools. You screwed yourself right there. So think about it, right? Think about it. All right, and then that's it. Those are the 5 big mistakes, the 5 key errors that I've been seeing and driving me crazy. I rambled a bit. Video's a little bit longer than I intended, but oh well. If you're still around at the end, thank you for watching. Hopefully you learned something. Hopefully you will apply it to your game. If you do, I promise you, you'll become a better player. You will start winning more, and you'll start just kind of developing as a not just a Persona player, but a fighting game player in general. So before I stop, one more time, I just want to kind of plug my stream, twitch.tv/AnimeIlluminati. The link is down there. It's a very kind of open community, open stream. So if you ever wanted to play Persona and have people commentate your match or give you some feedback, feel free to join when the stream is going on. Usually Monday night Japan time, and then maybe once or twice at random times during the week. I can't tell you when you have to follow the channel and get the little notifications or whatever. But yeah, it's a lot of fun, so you should definitely stop by if you've never done it before. Okay, so once more, thank you guys for watching. I gotta go to bed. I'm tired. So good night, and see you next time. Peace.